show. Tall Man is live. And we're going to talk about cruising and improvements or lack thereof. So everybody, welcome to the stream. Everybody say hello in the chat. Leave a little, comment down there. Good evening, right? Maybe where you're from, where you're calling, and where you're calling. Where are you calling in from? Can't do that here. Anyway, so let's get right into it, guys. Let's go. All right. Oh, hey, it zoomed in on me, right? Oh, you laugh. Now it zoomed in on you.
I was expecting you to put it on me after it zoomed in on you.
Right?
You got the unexpected one.
I did. Our technology is sort of failing us a little bit tonight. Believe it or not, I'm able to control a lot of what goes on with my phone, but it ain't connecting. I don't know what's going on.
And mine just gives me little...
Yeah.
Little places where icons should be, but they're not there.
Yeah, it's technology. What are you going to do? So, if you've watched any of our streams, well, volume's on, volume's off. It's just,
We're upside down, we're sideways. And...
as we hone in and get, this technology all dialed in. Anyway, so for those of you who have been following us, we have spent a total of 21 days on the brand new Carnival Celebration. We sailed on it the first 14 days, then took a week off, and then came back for an additional week. And people have been asking, what's different? Has anything changed? Has anything improved? Has anything gotten worse? Maybe. So we're going to talk about that tonight. Again, if you've never been part of our stream, seen our channel before, thank you so much for watching. We do appreciate that you're here. Hit the subscribe button, thumbs up, all that fun stuff. Okay, become part of the Tall Man Clan. We review RVs and cruise ships. We are avid fans of both. We've been cruising for, I think individually over 30 years, together 23-ish years. And RVing full-time. We've been RVing for 17 years, but full-time now for, 3-4 years. Mm-hmm. Anyway. So, and that's where we're streaming from tonight, from our RV. But enough about RVs, let's talk about the Carnival Celebration. So, as we get into this, remember, we sailed on it for 14 days, we got off of it for a week, and then we got back on. All right? And so, to give Carnival at least a little bit of grace, they had 1 week in between our sailings to improve on things. And I'll be honest, it may not be fair for us to completely judge based upon only having a week to fix things.
I would agree.
They were not fully staffed on the 14-day, which, by the way, was kind of like a shakedown cruise. Mm-hmm. It was the first time passengers had been on there. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a regular cruise. It was a transatlantic, and they were really, it was a shakedown cruise for them. That's how they were viewing it. And so, of course, things weren't functioning, and things were breaking, and so...
Things were still being installed while we were there for the 14 days.
Yeah.
So not everything was already ready to go.
One of the things that I noticed the most on the first 14 days, of talking about installing, when you go into the bathrooms, the toilet paper, right? There's these metal flaps that sort of go over it that help hold that roll on there. The first couple days, those weren't on there. And of course, those were the first 2 days. The seas were, brutal. Every time I go in the restroom, the toilet paper was on the floor.
It's like our roll of paper towels in the RV after a long trip.
Yeah, they've all
come off the roll.
Right. Anyway, so those they put on during the first cruise. So, getting back to the review. So, we leave for a week and we come back. In that time, they added more crew. Mm-hmm. And so, they're still trying to get into the groove of things, right? So, what has improved? Let's start from the top down. Fair enough? Meaning from the Lido deck.
All right.
All right? During our first 14 days, the Lido buffet was not fully functional. They have there's sort of let's call it forward and aft positions for serving food. In each of those positions, there's 2 places where you can go to get food. Well, only one of them was operational per side, right? And the food just really wasn't very hot.
The temperature, yeah. The hot food was, I mean, everything is more or less room temperature.
Yeah.
The salads weren't cold. The meats weren't hot.
Yeah. So during the second cruise, the one we just got off of, they had both operational, so it was fully functioning.
Yes.
Food was warmer.
Yes.
Salads were colder.
Yes.
The butter actually tasted a little better. If you watched our first review, I'm so disappointed that the little butter chips, the prepackaged little squares, are gone. They make their own butter now. It's this whipped thing, and on the first cruise, it was like air. I mean, it tastes like nothing.
Yeah.
Well, it actually
has a little flavor.
It has a little flavor. Not too bad.
Yeah.
I still miss my butter chips.
Those were the best.
Maybe we should do extreme close-up. I still miss my butter chips. But at least the butter tastes better.
Yes.
Okay. Somebody was asking last night about bacon. Bacon is every other day.
Yeah, it is every other day.
Every other day, and it actually tastes a little bit better too.
Definitely better.
Okay. During the first cruise, it was like jerky. It was the strangest thing.
Now, I did hear a couple of the fellow passengers on that second cruise that we were on talk about getting some of the jerky bacon, but I think overall, I don't know if maybe some of it they didn't use it all on the first trip.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know, but every time that I had bacon on the second leg of our cruise, it was good.
All right. Excellent. So, as far as everything else goes on deck 16, 17, from a food standpoint, we pretty much had already given it thumbs up all the way around. And so, no better, no worse. It was good the first time. So everything at Street Eats, Guy's Burgers, Big Chicken.
Yeah.
All great.
That was good.
All great. Okay.
The Iguana Cantina, the bowls.
Yeah.
Those
Oh yeah,
were
and we ate those.
Yes, we did.
The only thing, again, that we didn't get into any of it was any of the seafood things, because
Right.
we don't like seafood. So if you're watching this and you're into seafood, we did not try any of the seafood places. However, we talked to a lot of people, and they just raved, like the shack up there on Street Eats.
Yes,
Seafood Shack?
the Seafood Shack.
Seafood Shack. Great. It's basically $15 there, because and I think the price changes because it's market price, but I mean,
it's a huge plate of food.
Massive
Everybody
plates.
talks about how wonderful it is, and some people have said I've been up there 3 nights in a row. So
Yeah.
I mean that says something.
for $15. So
Yeah.
make sure you check out the Seafood Shack on Street Eats on the Lido deck.
Yes.
Let's see. So food up on the Lido deck, good. Let's stay with food, I guess.
Okay.
We'll move down to the restaurants. Since we ate at every single paid upscale specialty restaurant on the first one, and we were with family. If you remember, Blake and my grandson, daughter, fiance, call them our son-in-law now. They're getting married soon. Were with us, and we ate with them every night. We didn't do the specialty dining because they didn't want to do it, so we did other options. So I can't tell you if any of the faux pas that we had changed. If you remember, if you've seen our first review, the food was great at all those specialty restaurants. It was only the service that was bad. Now again, we talk to people, okay? Or people talk to us. I heard some inconsistencies still with the steakhouse, with Fahrenheit 555. And again, that was the same report that we brought to you on the first review. There's some inconsistencies there still. And so that seems to still be the case, that there's still some inconsistencies with Fahrenheit 555. That is the upscale steakhouse, for those who don't know the name. So hey Mark, hey buddy, how's it going? welcome to the stream, my friend. Mark, did you eat at any? Mark was with us on this cruise. Mark, did you eat at any of the specialty restaurants? Did you eat at Fahrenheit 555? What was your experience? Thumbs up, thumbs down, or you can just say good or bad. Anyway, so let's talk about the food in the other. We did eat in the main dining room. We ate at Chibang's. We ate at Pig and Eggers and Cucina's. We ate Cucina's a couple times. Again, food, great.
Yeah.
There's no issue. Food quality was good. I mean, respectfully, the dining room food quality, expectations. Again, if you watched our last review, we talked about expectations. Things are just not the same. And so the main dining room food was good. It really was. And so was in the menus, and it just overall. Only hibachi. Yeah, we love the hibachi.
Yeah.
And did you enjoy it, Mark?
Hopefully you enjoyed it.
You had oh, you know, you already told me about that. I remember. Yeah, he ate so much food he didn't even eat dinner because they did it for lunch, and so they stuffed themselves. So I mean, the food, it's good.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna skip right to service because this to me is probably the biggest thing that has yet to be corrected, and they really need. And you enjoyed Cucina's.
Yes.
Yeah, we like I said, we ate there twice. The chicken parm is like, oh my gosh. Do not, if you go to Cucina's, everybody, do not fill up on appetizers.
If
right?
you're going to have chicken parm.
I don't know if that gives you representation. The chicken is basically the entire plate they bring you. From end to end. It is huge.
Yeah.
It's a serving for two. Right? Oh yeah, hibachi was great, and yes, for lunch. I remember. All right, so service. We still, we had horrible service again. Just horrible service. Again, preface, we had a great cruise. We don't let this stuff get us down. We just move around it, okay? Main dining room. I don't remember if we talked about this in the other stream, but this will give you an idea. So we sit down, we order dinner. Again, me, Lisa, daughter, fiance, grandson. Okay? Not a gigantic table. 5 top with a little kid. Chicken parm sure was amazing, right? Okay. So here we are in the main dining, the 5 of us. We order our meal. Okay? About 12 to 15 minutes has gone by now in real time from the time we've seated until this moment. So 12 to 15 minutes. Okay? Pause from our dinner for just a second. I'm going to now talk about the people next to us. So 12 or 15 minutes into us sitting, the table next to us gets sit down. Okay? So they sit down, they order their food, or, appetizers, main and dessert, all that stuff, and they get it. They get the appetizer. They get their dinner. They get their dessert. They leave. They clean the table, and then they reset the table. Now, for any of you who used to work in restaurants or just watch restaurants, I mean, it's this is some time. In all of that time with that table, sitting, ordering, eating, leaving, cleaning, resitting, we still hadn't gotten our dinner yet. It was the same servers sitting right next to it, serving the table right next to us. I don't, that just does not make any sense to me at all whatsoever. That makes no sense, right? I could see if it was a different server and they were in a different rotation or going slower or whatever, but it's the same server. And so we'll get to that in a couple minutes, Al. We'll talk about that. Welcome to stream, buddy. Hopefully you had a great day.
And hi, Allison.
So it really, it's frustrating to sit there as a paying customer, right? And again, we pay. I mean, full price. We're not gamblers, so we don't get any of those come on board for $100 deals. I mean, none of that. I mean, full price. It cost us, the same amount it costs the rest of you. We don't get anything special here, okay? And to pay that kind of money and respectfully be ignored, it does get a little frustrating. Now, as I said, we don't let it, destroy us. I got a platform here. It's called YouTube. And I will gladly speak about it. in hopes that, honestly, that they watch and they learn and figure out how to fix that. You're welcome. There's just no need for that inconsistency from literally one to the next. I could pull the food off of their table. You know how tight the tables are on a cruise ship, right? So anyway, that happened very similar to us in the main dining 2 times. Not once, but twice. 2 different servers at 2 different sections of the restaurant, right? Because we're anytime dining. Hey, Ross, how's it going? Or is it Sue? Ross, they're from New Zealand, right? Welcome to the stream, guys. Anyway, so the 3rd, we actually found a waiter and his team who was fantastic.
Yep.
Really great. Elmer?
Elmer.
His name's Elmer. When you go, if you're in the festival, ask for Elmer. You'll have no problems. Elmer. Like Elmer Fudd. Anyway, so we ate with Elmer. Thank God we found him on like the 4th night, so at least we had a couple of nights.
Yeah, we did.
To answer Al's question, Al was asking about the formal nights. That is your first sea day, and the itineraries are different. So if it leaves on Sunday, Monday is a formal night, and Friday is a formal night. Okay. Please note and we call it formal. They call it elegant.
Cruise elegant.
Which, okay, I'll say it now. All right. And this is Carnival's fault. I don't blame the passengers. Not one bit. But Carnival sets guidelines for dressing. And they are way scaled down from what they used to be. When we first started cruising, I mean, you were dressing every night. I mean, I don't mean in bow tie and all that stuff. It's not, Cunard.
But pants and a button-down shirt.
Yeah, pants and a button-down shirt. Okay? And they now have eased guidelines. I mean, you can wear jeans and you can wear a polo shirt or whatever, but they still have no-nos, right? Like no gym shorts and, no bathing suit. Just, there's no-nos. Why in the heck would you set policies if you refuse to enforce them? Right? Here it is. It's elegant night. Lisa and I mean, we are dressed. She's wearing that beautiful red gown. I'm in the tux and the bow tie and this. And there's a Yahoo sitting right next to me in gym shorts and a t-shirt. Man, was I pissed off. I mean, really, I was really upset. And again, not with the person. Honestly, they should know better. Okay? But Carnival is not enforcing their policies. Why set them? Are they afraid they're going to upset somebody? Well, they shouldn't. It's in their policies. I'm so sorry. If you don't want to put at least a shirt and pants on, there are 27 other eating options you can choose from. It's not like this is the only place to eat and you got to go put on the penguin suit. Okay? You can go to Deco Deli or Miami Slice or the buffet or Cucina. I mean, there's so many other places. So that is sort of one of my biggest pet peeves. And it happened on the first 14 days. It happened on our last 7-day cruise. I promise you when we go on the ship in the next, few months or at the very latest April, it's going to happen there again too. Okay? So, this is a Carnival thing. Okay? And one person gets away with it and everybody's, oh, okay, well, you do it, I can do it too. And all of a sudden half the restaurant is full with people in gym shorts and t-shirts. Or even just for formal night or elegant night, it's a little bit different. The standards are a little bit higher than normal. The regular nights, you could come in like shorts and a polo. Yep. That's acceptable on a casual night. Mm-hmm. But for elegant night, it's not accepted. But people are still getting away from it. So, Sue here, poor Ross earning my... Yeah, okay. Hi, Sue. Tell Ross we said hello. So that was just something else that happened to us in the dining room. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, sorry to get off on a tirade, but it just really ticks me off. Just, like I said, I'm great with the dressing down. Honestly, we enjoy it because we used to bring 4 suitcases with 14 pairs of shoes and 5 changes of clothes a day, and I mean it's a lot of stuff to carry. So the fact that it's a little bit more casual, we do enjoy that. But we also enjoy going on cruise lines where that is the standard.
Yeah.
Where you're going to dress.
We like to dress up and get all the family pictures and, before dinner, and that's, we enjoy that.
Yeah, well, not just that. We don't do that a lot in our regular life because of what we do, and so it's nice to be able to do that there. So, let's see here. I've enjoyed the celebration, but enjoy smaller ships better. MDR good. Main dining room was good, but the buffet was meh. Yeah, Allison, it was.
I'd go along with that.
Yeah, the buffet was. It doesn't seem like there's as many choices as before.
There aren't as many choices.
Yeah,
there aren't.
It's a little bit.
You had talked about having the buffet lines, where you have kind of your more forward and your more aft stations. Used to, they would have different selections.
Yeah.
And now they're mirrored.
Not are they mirrored, but so when you walk up to the buffet, the serving area is kind of rectangle, and there's 2 sides to get food from. And on one end is where the person's carving stuff, right? So imagine this rectangle. So the person's here carving, right? Here carving or cutting or slicing or handing out the bacon.
Right.
You can't self-serve bacon. They literally hand you out the bacon. Anyway, but then there's food here and food up here. And so there's a line of people. Normally, it used to be different on both sides. So even in that little rectangle, it's the same, I think it's either 5 or 6 things they've laid there. You'll have a potato, you'll have a rice, you'll have a vegetarian, you'll have a chicken or a fish, and usually one other thing. But it's the same on both sides of even the little square. So it's the same there, it's the same on the one next to it, and then it's the same all the way in the back.
Yes.
Okay? So basically, it's my opinion, the reason they've done this is, like street eats, as I mentioned a minute ago, there are so many options for food.
Yeah, there really are.
They don't have to get it all into one buffet. So I know what we're used to, but this is a different kind of ship. And so if you don't like that, you can go to Guy's Burgers, you can go to Big Chicken, you can go to the 4 different options of street eats, you can go to Blue Iguana. It's all right there, honestly, right by the Lido.
Yeah.
It's not like you got to go up and down and around. It's all right there. The only big difference is if you want Deco Deli or Miami
pizza.
Slice, the pizza, that's down on deck 8. But, so that is my reasoning why the buffet selections have decreased in options.
I would agree.
Because they've moved that food to other areas in the ship.
I would agree.
All right. Awesome. Thanks. I'm booking specialty dining around those dates. Yeah, absolutely. Now, you may want to think about doing specialty dining on one of those dates. I'll bring up the reason why. So, on Elegant Nights, the main dining room is a disaster. I don't know why.
Everybody wants to eat in the main dining room on Elegant Night.
Yeah. I don't know what's... Yeah, because they can get in there in gym shorts, I guess. I don't know. On the first cruise, we checked in, right, on the app. It was like a 90-minute wait. And it wasn't like we were checking in on some strange odd time. It was just a handful of...
5:45.
Yeah. Anyway, we're like, ooh. And as the cruise went on, because we had 3 Elegant Nights on the first one, 2 on the second cruise, one of the waiters or somebody, they started going around and asking people if they wanted to make reservations at Cochina or Chibangs. Now, mind you, they're free. That's not upscale dining. But they were trying to pull people away from that main dining room. And so, I'll be honest, we had all but one Elegant Night in other restaurants just because. We did eat in Elegant main dining this time, but we got in early enough. We went like stupid early. There was no wait. Okay?
Yeah, we did.
Like 10 minutes. Okay? So just know, Al, If you're going to go to the main dining, or anyone else going to main dining during elegant nights, you're going to either have to be patient. And again, look at the app. When you open the app, as you're thinking about when you want to go, it's going to tell you before you check in how long the estimated wait is. So you at least have an idea. Okay? All right. When are you going in April? Ali, we're going on April 23rd. So we're getting back on the celebration. Part 3. Part 3. This will be the first time we've gone on a ship 3 times. In the course of 6 months.
The same ship.
Oh my gosh. It's not a back-to-back. It's 3, 7. Anyway, yeah. Mark, Liza just informed me that she booked us for 6th night on Spirit. Hey!
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Ooh, in the Vista Suite.
Nice.
Man, aren't you swanky? You wanna book me something for my birthday or our anniversary?
Sure.
It's like in a couple of days. Go for a quick cruise.
Yeah.
All right. What's your thoughts? Oh, Al, you're gonna love Blue Iguana.
Love Blue Iguana.
If you and I know you live in Canada, do they have
Chipotle?
Yeah, Chipotle in Canada. It's not really fast food. Blue Iguana is very, very similar to Chipotle. Yeah. So if you like Chipotle, you're gonna love Blue Iguana. There's sort of 2 serving lines. One line you get tacos. The other line you get burritos or bowls. And I mean the burritos, they're huge.
Big. Yeah.
They're a meal. They're huge. So it's sort of just like Chipotle. Hey, Fofita.
The only thing that I don't like about Blue Iguana is they don't have crunchy shells for the tacos. I love crunchy shell tacos, and they only have the soft shells.
Yeah. Chipotle doesn't. Do they have hard shells? Does Chipotle do hard shells?
I don't know. I've never looked for... Do they have tacos?
Yeah, they do.
Do they?
I'm pretty sure they do, yeah.
Yeah.
But we always get the bowls there.
I always get the bowl. I've never looked for anything else there.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, like Blue Iguana.
Yeah,
for
we
sure.
absolutely love Blue Iguana.
Yeah. That's another place that we frequented.
Al, I can't remember when you started watching, but if you want to go back to the first review we did, we literally talked specifics about every restaurant, everything in there. None of that's changed. It's really all the same. Okay? So let's move on just a little bit. We're still sort of in service, but we can get to cabin stewards. Our first cruise, I think he was really new. I don't think he really knew what he's doing. We did not have a good cabin steward on the first cruise. On the second cruise, we met him the first day, which was great.
He remembered our names.
Yeah, I mean all the sort of standard things that you expect of a cabin steward.
Yes.
They are only going to clean the room once a day.
Yes.
Okay? That's just what it is. You're basically going to either have a morning or you're going to have an afternoon. And he asks you when he first meets you. You've been watching it from the beginning. Yeah, so, okay, that's great, Al. Pick. When you first meet them, are you a morning person? Are you going to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, leave the cabin, and be gone all day? Great. Have them do it in the morning. Or are you, going to putz around until, sleep in because you're more late? We're more late people.
Yeah.
And so, we don't like it when the alarm has to go off.
No, we don't. But at least going on a back-to-back, nice.
Going back-to-back celebration on a spring break, but not while, oh.
Yeah.
You'll be home prepping. Okay. Oh, well, look, we're going to catch you guys somewhere at some time, right? We're all love cruising. And at some point, the channel will continue to grow, right? That's at least our hopes. We keep on putting out videos. It just keeps on growing, right? And we'll do a tall man cruise, right? We'll just, find a travel agent who can set up a group for us or something, and we can all go together somewhere.
That would be fun.
We'll, not like, okay, we're going to go in 3 weeks. We'll set it up so it's 6 months ahead of time or something. And so people want to, come on a cruise with us and join us, it'd be great. Okay. Did they have no, it was just a regular bowl. It wasn't a tortilla bowl. Yeah, they're gone. It was just bowl. I made my pre-pick. What should I give that? Al, that's
a personal thing.
Yeah. Based upon our experience of what we've already been through here, I would not prepay extras. Do you prepaid gratuities? We did that. It's done. You don't have to worry about it. But if you've got somebody that's really great, man, slip them, 5, 10, 20, whatever. But do that there. Don't do that. It's personal what you want to give them, right? Mm-hmm. If it's in the restaurant, it's the server. It's a 3-person team, and so whatever you give one, they're splitting. I don't know how they split it, but they got to split it up. Give an extra 10 or again. That's a personal thing. Mm-hmm. So it's hard for me to tell you what you should do. If anybody else out there wants to divulge what they like to give extra, please do. But again, based upon our service, with the exception of
Elmer,
and
our last cabin steward.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Approximately what time was the late room cleaning? Okay, Liz. So they're out there in the mornings, I think, until about noon, 1 o'clock. Then they have a several-hour break, and then they come back on in the afternoon, I think around 4-ish, and they're on until like 3 or 4, something like that, and they're on until like 8 or 9, okay? And so it's sort of afternoon, late afternoon, early evening, whatever you want to call that, through the 8-ish sort of hour. Because remember, most people are out, they're dining, they're gambling, they're watching the shows, and that's the time that they can scooch in the cabins and get stuff done. The cabin steward, if they're good, will go over their particular hours. Because again, each of these guys may have different hours.
Yes.
So just ask them. Again, if they're a good cabin steward, they will give you their business card that has their direct phone number, okay, which they keep on them. It's like a ship cell phone, right? And you can call them if you ever need anything. You were going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say, I know our last cruise, they did a mandatory lifeboat drill for the crew.
Oh, yes.
And our cabin steward was a part of that drill. And so he actually did tell us that he would be cleaning the cabin later. So he did make arrangements with us to do that later. Yeah. So, again, good cabin steward will do that. Correct.
Yeah. And so that will be different on every cruise. So that's unplanned and unknown.
Yes.
And it was like it was like an hour. It took a while.
It did.
It was a full-fledged get in the boat and undock and leave.
Yeah. Put the boat in the water.
Yeah. So they were all away from the ship. So they had to go through the full cycle. Remember, this is just the third cruise. In fact, not only was it the third cruise, technically, Carnival and the staff of the ship actually look at it as their first cruise. Mm-hmm. Right? First one was 14 days. It was a shakedown. They're just figuring stuff out. What works, what doesn't work, really. I mean, not fully staffed. They get to Florida. They have the naming of the ship, and then a short cruise where they took on a bunch more personnel, so they're getting them into the fold. We then come back for the very first normal 7-day cruise. On and on, right? So they were literally looking at that, the one that we just got off of, as their very first cruise. And so they're still going through stuff. Now, speaking of stuff and on and off, one thing that was worse this cruise was Debarkation. Oh my God, what a cluster. Y'all put in the 4-letter word, okay? So, for anyone who has cruised before, you understand disembarkation and how it goes, right? If you carry off your luggage, you're going to get off first thing because you got a plane to catch, a bus to catch, whatever. For those who have nowhere to go fast and don't want to carry their luggage, you get a number, you get a zone, you get a letter. Each cruise line handles it different. Okay, Carnival, it's a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think they go all the way up to 30 or 36. Are you going to sneeze?
Yes.
Bless you. Bless you. Yeah, it didn't work. So, on the 14 day...
Didn't want to sneeze on everybody, sorry.
On the 14 day, they... Again, numbers. One at a time. Okay? Group number 1.
And it was so smooth.
You know what? Group number 2 and 3. Okay, great. And then 10, 15 minutes goes by. Okay, we're going to do group 4. It was very smooth.
Yes.
This time, I don't know what happened. But all of a sudden, it was like, okay, for those of you carrying your stuff off, go. All right? And about 20 minutes-ish later, okay, groups 1 to 10, get off the ship. Like, what? 1 to 10? So groups 1 to 10 all at the same time. And then about, I don't know, pretty quick after
10,
that.
minutes.
Okay, groups are all the way up to 19 off the ship. I'm like, holy crap, are they really? And so all of a sudden, it was horrible.
Just lines of people.
It was a mess because instead of a nice sort of orderly, you're going to get off the ship, you're going to get your key scanned, you're going to go down the gangway, you're going to go get your luggage, and then go through immigration. It was just a horde. And so...
It was crazy.
So that's when we were actually doing some of the video that we showed you last night at the cabins. We were sneaking around the ship, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, group 1 to 10. We're like, did he just say 1 to 10? And then, well, let's get this last cabin, we'll go. So we ran down, get the last cabin, and all right, groups up to 19. I'm like, oh my gosh. So by the time we got down there, the line started, we came down the forward stairs. No, the aft stairs. It doesn't matter. Forward, aft, whatever. We were in a line right at that second when we got down there. It went all the way down, past the next set of stairs, past the center where you go, all the way to the back of the ship, looped around, came back the other. It was like, holy crap. And so it took forever. So we get off the ship, and then we're down the gangway, and then we're in the terminal building. And there were still so many people down trying to get their luggage and go through immigration, they stopped passengers.
Literally stopped us.
So we're now in sort of the hallway in the terminal, right? Again, for those who cruise, you know what I'm talking about. You know, once you're about to either get on the ship or off the ship, you're not in the waiting area. You're in this long corridor waiting to get up the ramps onto the ship. That's where we were. They held us there for 30 minutes.
Just standing there.
They wouldn't let any more people off the ship. They wouldn't let anybody out of this corridor. We were like stuck in this hole because they just like, okay, everybody off. So I don't know what happened between the first cruise and the third cruise.
It was a mess this last cruise.
Yeah, see, Mark, right? It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible, right? So yeah. I'm glad somebody else that was on our ship could, so you understand. Horrible. Yeah, so hang on, where is it? Like I said, our technology's... Yeah, double thumbs down. That was horrible.
Yeah, the Debarkation was horrible.
So, I'm hoping by the time you guys get there, they realize
Let's not do that again.
Go! Is not the right way to disembark, 5,287 people.
Right? That was crazy.
Whew!
That was crazy.
As far as Miami goes, I don't see a quick fix to traffic. It is what it is. All the ships are basically in one long line, and it's sort of just one road that comes in. So have your patience if you're driving in and or driving out. When we finally got off the ship, once we got to our luggage, it boom, 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 boom. Oh, you know what? For those who don't know, I'll let you all know this. At least for Carnival, I can't speak for the other cruise lines. We'll get on some other cruises this year, hopefully, and share theirs. But immigrations was a bit different. If you have your passports, you don't even have to talk to a human. You walk up to the screen, it takes a picture of your face, and gives you either a green check or a red X. Mm-hmm. Right? We both, boom, we were through, we were through the immigration part of it in, seconds.
Yes.
So it was great.
That was very fast.
Now, if you have passports, a whole different story.
You mean birth certificates?
Birth certificates. I'm sorry. I said passports. Okay. Again, passports, it takes a picture of the screen. There's not even a human that you talk to other than the guy standing there. Just stand there. It's going to take a picture. Takes a picture. Boom. You're gone. If you are carrying a birth certificate or have somebody in your party. Again, Alyssa, our daughter, and her fiance both have passports. But Blake, 2.5, he's got just a birth certificate. So they had to go stand in line to speak to the human. That was another disaster.
That took forever. It did.
Yes. So, sorry about that. Had to ban that guy. They try every stream.
Every stream. I
don't get it. Anyway, so please be prepared if you have birth certificates. Your line is your experience after you get off the ship is going to continue because there's going to be a long line. It took Alyssa and them were behind us just a little ways, not very far, but a little ways. But it took them another 45 minutes after we had gotten out to get out themselves. That's how long that line was. And so I basically, when Elise and I got off, I left her with the bags. I walked down to the garage. Again, remember, from where the celebration is parked, there's not a close parking structure. So if you're driving in, you're going to have to walk to one of those parking structures. Unless you're going to park off property and they're bringing you in a van. Anyway, I walk down there, get to the car, and I just sit there. I'm like, okay, Lisa, let me know when they're off. Or Alyssa, let me know when you're off. And then I'll drive up. So once they let me know, it was another 20-minute drive just in the traffic. So it's okay. Know it's going to happen. Be relaxed. Be chilled. It's going to be lots of traffic. Okay? It's just bumper to bumper. I videoed it, but I'm not going to show it to you. It's just bumper to bumper. Okay? But Carnival can't control that. So, but that's just a port experience. As far as what Carnival can control, they should not let everyone leave at the same, or such a large group of people leave at the same time.
That was crazy to have everybody standing around there in lines. There were people who, were with walkers and canes, and they really should not have been standing up that long. They just should not have.
It was not really. It was not.
It was not handled well.
All right, Ross. Let's see. Did we miss anything?
Okay,
let me back up.
Was talking about gratuities.
Okay, hang on. I think if you're honesty, you're welcome, Al. Always. There's no lie in us. Okay. Keep 7th April 2024. That's our cruise. We'd love to meet you both. It's also our wedding. Oh, okay. 32 years. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Ross said we could paint your truck after it. Okay, come on, let's do it. We'll paint it Tollman Clan colors, right? So we drive down the road, it'll have anyway. Yeah. Okay. Ali, we really here I'll put it up there here. So, we really base it on service above the prepaid. We have had stewards where we left an extra 100 on a 7-day cruise, and that we left 20. We tip the waiters daily based upon service anywhere from $5 to $15. So there you go. All right. So that's a great thing, because at any time dining, if you go in the main dining room, it is more than likely you're going to have a different set of servers every single night.
Unless you request somebody.
Elmer! Should we do extreme close-up again? Elmer! Can you tell we love Elmer? Yeah. Yeah, so remember, you're already prepaying them. This is why when you sit, when you're sort of checking in, they're checking in by table when you go to a restaurant, because they're taking that day's portion of your prepaid gratuities and assigning it to that set of servers. Okay? So the extra you give is truly extra. Okay? All right. We won't have a car, so I was thinking of getting a shuttle from a hotel. So, my mom and dad do that all the time. In fact, we were just talking about that with the cruise on the 23rd, about maybe going down the night before, staying in a hotel that has shuttle service that you can use. In the end, you'll pay fairly close to the same that you would if you parked at the dock. The only difference is you get the hotel with it. So for typically about 150-ish bucks, you can have a hotel night and then leave the car there. Okay? And then you'll ride their shuttle van over to the docks. Okay? There's also, off-site parking structures. You don't have to do a hotel. You can do an off-site parking. I mean, there's multiple options of stuff to do. If, of course, the easiest thing to do, if you're flying in, gosh, guys, I don't know if you're flying in the night before the cruise, the day before the cruise, but Carnival has transportation. They will pick you up in a bus right at the airport and bring you right in. Okay? That is the best way. Right? Because they know where you are at all times. So heaven forbids you're flying in and there's a flight delay. Carnival's going to know that. And they're going to help. Okay? So I always recommend if you're flying in, use Carnival's transportation. Okay? It's not going to cost you. It's about the same as any other sort of option. Okay? But if you're flying in, 3-4 days earlier, that's not going to work. Unless, of course, your rental car, whatever you got, you take back to the airport, drop it off, and then get on the Carnival bus. It all depends on what y'all are doing, okay? Al, you're staying in Tampa the night before. It is too far to drive. Yeah, Tampa to Miami, believe it or not, it's going to be about 5 hours. Because you're going to drive straight down 75, you're going to get across Alligator Alley, and then once you get over to 95, it's going to be another 45 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on traffic. It's going to really be hard to tell. But it should be Sunday, so traffic shouldn't be too bad. So probably, I would say, an hour from that point. So probably about 5 hours from Tampa to get to Miami. So depending on when you want to get on the ship, leave it up to you. Like I said, Lisa and I, we personally, this is a personal thing. Al, I know you're driving a long distance, so ignore this comment. But we like to get into the town that our ship is leaving from the night before. The only exclusion to that is when we go out of Port Canaveral, because it's literally
an hour.
Yeah, it's right here. And family's here and everybody's here. If something happened to the car, it's a quick phone call. We're good to go.
Yes.
But
you don't want to be stranded on the side of the road, though, if it's a 5-hour drive on the day of the cruise.
Yeah, well, remember, Al's the over-the-road guy, so
yeah, he's got connections.
He's going to be a prepared guy.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, flat tire and
but for the normal person,
right? So that's us.
Al's the exception to the rule.
Exactly. Talking about Ross about getting a hotel the night before. That's what we do.
Yeah.
So we will typically drive down the night before, get a hotel. Whether we park the car there or not doesn't matter. We just want to leave room for error. Look, let's say it has nothing to do with a car, right? I mean, let's say there's a massive. I'll give you a perfect example. I was working an event. This was years ago, in West Palm Beach, and it ended Sunday, and I had to turn around and drive home. Now, from West Palm Beach back to Orlando, it's a 2.5-ish hour drive. There was a horrific accident on the highway. Completely shut down both sides of the interstate. Won't get into it, but I mean, we were there. We
6
stuck.
hours,
Yeah,
I believe.
6 or 7 hours stuck. Couldn't go forward. Couldn't go backward. I mean, you were cars off. Everybody out having a picnic. That was all you could do. It was horrible. So and again, I don't want to scare everybody. That's not the point of this. But if you come in and you're going to drive, there's an accident. If you're on Alligator Alley and you're coming across and there's an accident and it hasn't shut down, you can't go forward, you can't go backwards, you're going to miss the cruise. All right. So, for you, it's on a Tuesday. Okay, there you go. All right. So you should be all right. We're staying there. Okay. It's on a Tuesday. Actually, it's Tuesday. So, yeah, traffic in Miami sucks to begin with. And so weekends are a lot easier. Weekdays, you're going to have to add a little extra time to the trip because traffic just coming in after you get off of Alligator Alley. Once you hit 95 in the Miami area, it's going to be pretty tight. By the way, just so everybody knows, I don't know if any other YouTuber ever has said this before. The way to get to Miami dock in a car, it's a left exit. If you're on the right side of the road, you're not gonna get there. Prepare. It's a left exit to get to the dock of Miami. Okay? We were also told by many people, do not take the tunnel. Take the bridge. You have two options. Once you make the left off of 95, it says, tunnel to the dock. I guess it's the tunnel that they're still sort of trying to work out the transportation of how people are going to get in and get. I don't know. If you take the bridge, I guess there's not as much traffic or it flows better, something. But several people told us, take the bridge. So if you're watching this and you're driving a car, take the bridge.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Ross, how do you get the Carnival transport bus to pick you up? Okay, so it's called Faster to the Fun, if I remember correctly. After you've booked your cruise, obviously you've already done that. There should be some information within your booking about all the extras, if you will, that you can do. Believe it or not, I think it might actually show up as like an excursion or something like that. Hey, Cherie, welcome to the broadcast. I'll put that up for you too. So, how do you get? Again, every cruise line is going to be different. We are talking about Carnival. It is called Faster to the Fun, and again, we've never taken it, and so I can't remember exactly where it comes out, but I could have swear I saw it in the app somewhere. Again, pre-cruise. All right, hang on one second. Oddly enough, I just got a text from my mom. Hi, Mom. That means Mom's watching. Mom watches on her TV. She hasn't figured out how to comment while watching on the TV. Anyway, hotels are much more expensive than $150. We will probably book 1 month ahead of time in Miami, about a half an hour away, somewhat less than Miami. So what she's saying for her is they'll get close to town, about a half an hour outside, and just drive the car and pay at the dock. That was her comment. I guess I was really thinking about Fort Lauderdale, because Fort Lauderdale, there's like so many inexpensive options right around the port.
There are, yeah.
We love going out of Fort Lauderdale. So, Ross, I hope, or Sue, I'm sorry, I keep on saying Ross because it's the name that comes up in my chat. I know Ross is working. Hi, Sue, I apologize. Sue, I think, look in your Carnival documentation, look in the app, check under excursions, but it is called Faster to the Fun, if I remember correctly. Okay? So hopefully that will help you guys all out. All right? Man, I'm tired.
I know, me too.
We've been up all day burning.
Yeah.
We Central Florida, Hurricane Ian didn't hit us directly, but we got clipped. And we've got a couple acres of land. This really is, it's a picture. But those logs, most of them, 2 people had to pick them up. 2 men. That's how big they are. That is a huge burn pile. Anyway, so we had
what we did today.
We had some trees fall down, pretty sizable. Those that were burning, those weren't trunks. Those were like the smallest branches. We're gonna have to rent some big equipment to come move the bigger stuff, which we will not be able to burn. It's way too big. Yeah. But we've been out in the yard burning all day. We probably got another 3 months of burning. So anyway, Faster to the Fun is a program to buy platinum status. To find the bus, look under excursions, right? See, I thought it was excursions, LA. Ali, and select the port city, it will be on that day. There you go. Like I said, I thought I remember seeing it in the app. So go to your app now, look under excursions, or you can do it on the website too.
Yeah.
If you want to look on the website, look under the day, the departure day, and or
because I believe if you go into the app, it takes you to that website anyway, to that page.
actually
doesn't
it currently it does.
Yeah, until you're actually on the ship. So yeah.
Faster to the Fun is a program to buy. Oh, that's right. Faster to the Fun. Yeah, you can pay an extra X and so dollars to get on the ship faster. Sorry. I just remember them talking about making an announcement. All of your Faster to the Fun people, you can now leave. So maybe they let the Platinums leave first, or I don't know, whatever. I don't know. We'll let you know on the next cruise, since we are officially Platinums.
Yes, we are.
Woohoo! Oh, yeah, so we've been outside in the yard, so we're tired. We got a bonfire of bonfires going. Yeah. All right? So we hope this helps everybody out, okay, with this review. Some pluses, mostly the same. Service, Disembarkation.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Disembarkation needs some work for sure.
Yeah. Hopefully, I don't know what got into them that day, because they've never done it like that before.
And I will say that while we were standing in the terminal, I did see a couple of police vehicles go by, and I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I mean,
I wouldn't think so.
I don't know.
I wouldn't think so.
But
because if they're there, whoever they're there for is already.
Yeah, one would think.
Or it would have been a lot of police vehicles.
Yeah.
It was a transportation van and a car. And a car. So I don't know if somebody was getting stupid. Usually happens on every cruise. Somebody gets locked. But yes, they do have a jail on all cruise ships, guys. If you didn't know that, it is true. Especially those who get those drink packages and are going to hit their quota for the day.
Yeah.
Sometimes, stuff happens. We've all watched the videos of the fights that break out. They arrest them. Yeah. They put them in the brig. Yeah. And then when they get to their home port, they're off the ship to jail. It's it's not we're just gonna let you off when you get home. They're prosecuting, guys. So behave when you're at sea, and you can still get in trouble. Okay. Anyway, does anyone else have any questions while we are still with you? We want to thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We've been doing so much streaming. We're gonna try to be streaming a little bit every day. For Christmas, it's Vlogmas. We missed the first few days because we were on the cruise and stuff, but we're gonna try to do something, whether it's RV or cruise related. Obviously tonight it's a cruise video. I think tomorrow maybe will be an RV video. We've got some stuff. If you're new to the channel, yes, it's called Tall Man's RV and Cruise Reviews. We do both. If you're here because you love cruises and you only love cruises, that's great. God bless you. Stick with us. Subscribe. Watch those cruise videos. We appreciate it. When we put out the RV ones, just ignore them.
Through it.
Let them go by.
Yeah.
If you love both, great. Watch them both. We're there for you. Okay. Lisa and I love to travel country, and we go around and review RVs.
Gotta have some gypsy blood in us or something.
Yeah.
And
we're carnies.
We like to travel.
Actually, I did. Oh, there's the thumbs up. I did actually set up a carnival ride one time.
You did.
It's actually a funny story. Yeah, y'all want to hear the funny story? Just put a yes in the chat if you want to hear my setting up a carnival ride story. It's kind of funny. Thanks.
Oh,
good night, everyone.
Night.
Good night, Mark.
Thanks, Ross.
I guess no one wants to hear my funny carnivals.
I guess not.
No.
Maybe another day.
Yeah. We can save it.
Yeah, we can.
All right, fine. We'll save it. Everybody wants to say goodnight. We've been on for an hour, so
I know.
It's a good one. So
it is.
So since everyone wants to say goodnight, good night!